Imagine a time when the scent of cloves and nutmeg meant unimaginable wealth, when towering ships laden with spices, silks and porcelain sailed across treacherous oceans. This is the story of the Dutch East India Company, the Vaki, a force that reshaped the world. A corporation so powerful it rivaled empires. But how did a company, born from a small nation, rise to such dominance? And what led to its dramatic downfall? The 17th century Europe's hunger for Eastern spices was insatiable. Pepper, cloves, nutmeg, these were more than just flavors, they were symbols of wealth and power. The Dutch, renowned for their shipbuilding and seafaring prowess, saw an opportunity. In 1602, the Dutch East India Company was born, a daring venture backed by the state itself, its mission to secure a monopoly on the lucrative spice trade. The company's innovation was unprecedented. They issued shares, allowing anyone with money to invest and share in the profits. This was the birth of the modern stock market. Thousands flocked to invest, their dreams tied to the promise of unimaginable riches from the East. The VOC, fueled by this capital, rapidly expanded its fleet and influence. The VOC's rise was swift and brutal. They established fortified trading posts, strategically placed along the spice route. From the Cape of Good Hope to the Indonesian archipelago, the company's flag flew high. Their ships, armed with cannons and crewed by seasoned sailors, became a force to be reckoned with. They fought off Portuguese and English rivals, securing their dominance over the spice trade. The VOC's headquarters in Amsterdam became a hub of global commerce. Spices flowed into its warehouses, transforming the city into a center of unimaginable wealth. The company's investors reaped enormous profits, their fortunes built on the backs of distant lands and exploited labor. The VOC's power was absolute. They had their own army, waged wars, negotiated treaties, and even minted their own coins. The line between corporation and state blurred as the company became an empire within an empire. But this power came at a price. To maintain their monopoly, the VOC resorted to ruthless tactics. They bribed local rulers, crushed rebellions, and enforced their will through violence. The Spice Islands, once vibrant and independent, were subjugated under the company's rule. Their inhabitants forced to cultivate crops solely for the VOC, their lives controlled by a distant corporation driven by greed. By the 18th century, cracks began to appear in the VOC's seemingly impenetrable facade. Corruption was rampant. Company officials, tempted by the vast wealth flowing through their hands, lined their own pockets. Smuggling became commonplace, eating away at the company's profits. The VOC's military campaigns, waged to protect and expand their territory, drained their resources. Their rivals, particularly the British East India Company, were gaining ground. The VOC, burdened by debt and internal strife, found itself stretched thin, unable to maintain its grip on its vast empire. Act 5. The sun sets on the Dutch Golden Age. The end, when it came, was swift and brutal. The once mighty VOC, weakened by corruption, debt, and competition, began to crumble. The Napoleonic Wars dealt the final blow. The Netherlands were occupied, and in 1799 the Dutch East India Company was dissolved, its assets seized by the state. The VOC's empire, built on spice, greed, and exploitation, was no more. Its demise marked the end of an era, the Dutch Golden Age fading into the annals of history. Epilogue. Legacies of the VOC. The VOC's legacy is a complex one. It was a pioneer in global trade, laying the foundation for the modern corporation. The stock market we know today owes its existence to the VOC's innovative fundraising methods. But its rise and fall also serve as a cautionary tale, a reminder that unchecked ambition and greed can corrupt even the most successful endeavors. Reflections on power. The VOC's story raises uncomfortable questions about the nature of power, wealth, and exploitation. Can a corporation driven by profit ever be truly ethical? What are the long-term consequences of prioritizing economic gain over human well-being and environmental sustainability? A modern warning. As we navigate the complexities of globalization and corporate power in the 21st century, the lessons of the VOC resonate deeply. We must be wary of repeating the mistakes of the past. The pursuit of profit, unchecked and unbalanced, can have devastating consequences for individuals, societies, and the planet itself.